The world's richest just had one of their worst days in recent memory. Last week, global markets took a sharp dive after US President Donald Trump announced sweeping new tariffs. The result was a $208 billion hit to the combined wealth of the world's 500 richest individuals. According to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, it was the fourth largest one-day loss since the index began 13 years ago, and the biggest drop since the COVID-19 market crash. Over half the billionaires tracked lost money, with an average decline of 3.3%. Billionaires in the United States were among the hardest hit. Mark Zuckerberg, founder of Meta, topped the list of biggest losers. Meta shares fell by 9%, wiping $17.9 billion from Zuckerberg's net worth, nearly 9% of his total fortune. Next was Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon. Amazon's stock also fell 9%, its biggest drop since April 2022, costing Bezos $15.9 billion. Since peaking in February, Amazon's stock is down over 25%. Elon Musk, who is the CEO of Tesla, lost $11 billion on the day, bringing his total loss for 2025 to $110 billion, despite early hopes that Tesla might escape some of the tariff impact thanks to its US-based manufacturing. Shares dropped 5.5% after the announcement. CEO of Carvana Ernest Garcia III saw his net worth fall $1.4 billion as the company's stock dropped 20%. Carvana shares had been on a major rally, rising 425% over the last year, but have since fallen 36%. Co-founder of Shopify, Toby Lutke, lost $1.5 billion or 17% of his wealth. Shopify shares fell 20% on the Toronto Exchange, the S&P TSX worst day since March 2020, as the company relies heavily on sales of imported goods. In Europe, luxury giant LVMH, owned by Bernard Arnault, also took a hit. The EU is preparing for a 20% flat tariff on exports to the US, affecting high-end goods like fashion, alcohol, and perfumes. LVMH's shares dropped in Paris, wiping $6 billion off Arnault's net worth. In Asia, Chinese billionaire Zhang Gongyuan, founder of shoemaker Huali Industrial, lost $1.2 billion, which is around 13% of his total wealth, after the US imposed a 34% tariff on Chinese goods. Footwear giants like Nike, Lululemon, and Adidas also saw double-digit declines. Not everyone lost money though. Carlos Slim, Mexico's richest man, actually saw his wealth increase by 4%, or around $3.3 billion, as Mexico was excluded from the US tariffs list. The Mexican stock market rose slightly, boosting his fortune. The Middle East was the only region on Bloomberg's list to post the gain. The message from the markets is clear. Trump's return to tariff-heavy policies has global consequences, not just for governments and businesses, but also for the world's most powerful individuals. Subscribe to DawnNews English for more global economy explainers.